Amid its dwindling foreign reserves, Sri Lanka has signed a deal for an oil barter with Iran to settle $251 million of oil import dues. Now, according to the Sri Lankan plantation minister Ramesh Pathirana, the island nation hopes to send $5 million worth of tea each month to Iran for payment of oil purchases pending since the last 4 years. And this barter payment will begin from January. Sri Lanka has to repay debts worth $4.5 billion next year, starting with a $5 million international sovereign bond in January. However, the latest data from Sri Lanka's central bank suggests that the country's forex reserves have dwindled to $1.6 billion at the end of November 2021. Although the bank's governor has assured that Sri Lanka will be able to seamlessly pay off all sovereign debt that comes in the next year, but Fitch Ratings have now downgraded Colombo's sovereign rating from CC to CCC, citing increased risk of debt default. In its statement, Fitch further said that Sri Lanka has an outstanding of $6.9 billion as foreign currency debt service payments in 2022, and this is equivalent to nearly 430% of its official gross international reserves as of November this year. In a statement, the Sri Lankan Plantation Ministry further said that the tea for oil barter with Iran will not violate any UN or US sanctions, since tea has been listed as a food item on humanitarian grounds. And none of the blacklisted Iranian banks will be involved in this deal. The settlement with Iran would be made in Sri Lankan rupees through the sale of Ceylon tea and will save Colombo's much-needed foreign currency. Sri Lanka's annual tea production stands at about 340 million kilograms. The country has earned about $1.24 billion in the year 2020, exporting around 265.5 million kilograms of tea. This has made it the largest forex earning crop of the year. In fact, just a few days ago, Sri Lanka raised fuel prices and the government warned of possible petrol rationing, with importers struggling to pay for oil. And this came as Sri Lanka's foreign remittances fell to a new low in almost a decade. Now, this worsening economic crisis in the country is triggering fresh food shortages for the population. Now, for more on these stories and updates, our correspondent Dasni Athora has sent us this report from Colombo. Have a look.
Sri Lanka has agreed for a $251 million tea for crude oil deal with Iran. Now, this comes at a time where the US has barred from all transactions from taking place in Iran, especially when the US is a country of interest for Sri Lanka. However, Sri Lankan officials have cited that this transaction is purely taking place on humanitarian grounds, as tea is cited to be one of the items of food that will be needed for such humanitarian grounds. So, reporting for WION World is One from Colombo, I'm Dasni Athora.
WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.